Who was down with y'all boys, man? It's your boy Zell. Let me move the mic back. Oh, my bad. All right. So today I'm decoding the Bible part two. You hear me? This is about kings, the kings of the Bible. This decoding is all about the kings of the Bible, and the specific kings that I'm going to be quoting are decoding are Jehu and Menahem. Jehu and Menahem will be getting decoded today. Now, in case you didn't know, I read the Bible to understand it, but there's a lot of contradictions in the Bible as well as truth. But I'm going to point out the contradictions to you guys to save you from the trouble if you plan on reading the Bible yourself. You heard me? So without further ado, man, let's get it. So I'm going to show it to y'all first. Focus. There you go. All right. Two Kings. Okay. 9:22. When Joram saw Jehu, he asked, "Do you come in peace, Jehu?" Jehu answered, "What peace can there be as long as there is so much prostitution and sorcery from your mother Jezebel?" Now Jezebel had two kids, Joram and Ahaziah. Jehu was the king of Israel while Jezebel was a prostitute. Okay, so this is the Old Testament. I mean, this is old school Bible, old fashioned. So essentially, prostitution was very legal. You know, a lot of men didn't have access to all the women, so they would pay to get access. It still happens to this day. Prostitution will always be business. It's not looked upon in a good manner, but it's always going to be a business. It's always going to be a need because men are hornballs, obviously. It is what it is. You hear me? So, but this is an extreme level. You know, if a woman, the way Jesus approached a woman who was a harlot, he told her, "I know what you do. I know who you are. I know your past." But he's like, you can still be saved. And in the New Testament, Jesus was saving the sinners. You know what I'm saying? He was saving the lepers. And the Old Testament, Jehu just killed them. Jehu just killed the sinners. He just killed the people who are unholy. Hey, that shit is crazy. Now, another part of Kings that really stood out to me, which was very ridiculous to me when I first read it. I literally screamed when I read this. Is Israel's King Menahem. Kings 15:16. Second Kings 15:16. Um, Starting from Tirzah, Menahem attacked Tipsah, all who were in it. So he was pretty much trying to conquer something, nothing new. Um, and it's territory because they wouldn't surrender. They wouldn't wave the white flag. So Menahem said, "Let's go slaughter them." This sounds very familiar to what the Spaniards did to the natives. He ripped open all the pregnant women. Now, if you've ever heard about Napoleon, Napoleon killed all the uncivilized people. I don't know. All the uncivilized people, and there's records of him and his fellow Spaniards cutting open pregnant women, literally raping the pregnant women, making them their slaves, doing all types of stuff. And it's just very interesting how that type of behavior gets looked past in history, but it's in the Bible. Israel's king Menahem, he ripped open all the pregnant women. Now, obviously, if this behavior is very similar to what the Spaniards did, I'm going to start drawing relations. The Spaniards were Christians when they did this. So the Spaniards most likely read this and thought it was cool that they can do this based off the Old Testament. Ripped open all the pregnant women, literally slashed their bellies open and took the babies and slaughtered the babies, ate the babies, cooked the babies, tortured the babies, boiled the babies, hung the babies, threw the babies to the crocs. They did everything to kids. You hear me? This is what Napoleon and his guys did to kids. This is what Israel's King Menahem did to kids. There's an obvious relation. There's an obvious relation. It's not hard to understand, bro. It's not hard to understand. There's an obvious relation to what Napoleon did and what Israel's King Menahem did. And these are two kings who ruthlessly slaughtered people for territory or for gain. Now, obviously, it says God that was not in God's wishes, but they still did it, and they said it was all for God. It's crazy, bro. I can't make this up, man. With that being said, man, I encourage all y'all to get a highlighter, get the Bible, start reading, start going to work, man. Y'all could do exactly what I'm doing. Y'all could start decoding the Bible, pointing out the hypocrisies in the Bible, pointing out the nonsense in the Bible. There's a lot of truth in the Bible, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, but it's also a lot of nonsense. And I'm going to point that shit out every time. Man, like, comment, subscribe, and share my video, man. We on the road to 15, 1600, and we're going to get that because of Mafia too strong, man. I love y'all till next time, yo.